So this project, we are going to be using a pizza pan wreath from the Dollar Tree. We are going to start with our rope, and what I want to do is obviously find the end of the rope, and we're going to start by tracing essentially the dip here of this pizza pan, and we are going to use our hot glue gun to adhere the rope to that surface. So I'm going to do little bits at a time because I'm going to really try to avoid any hot glue kind of peeking through. So I'm going to just do a little line of glue. So far so good. So we're going to continue to trace this around, but we're going to continue the spiral all the way to the center. So depending on how big your rope is, this may take a little bit longer or it may take you no time at all. I love that this project is really, number one, so inexpensive. And I'm really looking forward to the finished product because being able to make your home look, you know, giving it a certain aesthetic, if you really like a certain style, being able to do that on whatever budget you have available to you is just wonderful. And I love that there are so many fabulous ideas out there. So we're gonna keep hot gluing and going around. So we'll be back when we're a little further into this hot gluing journey. So stay tuned for that. So for this last piece, I'm gonna kind of guess how much I'm gonna need. So I'm gonna measure it out. I wanna be able to tuck it in nicely. So I'm gonna cut it a little bit above where I want it because I know that this is gonna fray a little bit. I'm gonna make sure it's pushed into that hot glue, make sure it's secure. The center part's done. We're actually gonna go around the edges now because we wanna make sure this whole tray is covered. I essentially don't want this to look like a pizza pan at the end of this project. So we're gonna do the same, essentially the same thing. And I'm probably gonna start it from here. This is where I had started my rope, and I'm gonna go the opposite direction and just work my way out. So one thing I am gonna do with this project is I am gonna continue to go around this lip just to really make sure it's covered. All right, so we've made it to that place. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it and then just make sure it's nice and secure so it's not gonna unravel. Next, what we're gonna be doing is we are going to be taking 2 of our shower rings and we're gonna essentially be looping them together. But essentially how we're gonna start it is I'm gonna put a little bit of glue. We're gonna go ahead and secure. I'm gonna let it dry for a second just to make sure it stays. So I don't really think I need to use the hot glue as I loop this around. It's just gonna be a matter of making sure it's looped around tightly. So we're just gonna have to pull long strands of rope through. And then we're just gonna make it nice and tight. I mean, periodically, if you would like to add little bits of glue to make sure it's nice and secure, that's fine. So I'm just gonna make sure that's nice and secure underneath. So now we have our first ring that is covered. We have 19 more of these to do. So we will be back and when all of these rings are covered so we can attach them to each other and then attach them to our pizza pan. We'll be back. So I'm gonna do this one a little bit differently. So I'm actually taking a piece of twine and I am tying it really tight, and then I'm gonna cut the ends. That way it'll be a little bit easier for us to take our rope and go around. Okay, so now that these are all connected, we are going to work on lining them up and essentially doing the same thing to connect all of these rings together. Okay, so we're back. I have strung my shower rings together with rope. So now we are going to do the final one. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our pizza pan and we are going to fit this around the edges, and it fits perfect. So I'm just gonna go around to each base of the ring, and I'm gonna do a little drop, a little bit of hot glue and then just make sure to press it up against the frame of the tray. There you have it. My tray is complete. I really love how it turned out. I think it actually exceeded my expectations. I think it looks really great in my blogging home office. So what do you think? Thank you so much for watching Home Talk. I hope you feel inspired to try this project. I will see you next time. Bye.